Hello and welcome to Woof, What a Mouthful. I'm Taylor.
I'm Whitney, and this week we are going to talk about
The Dragon
DragonCon.
Con. Yay! Your setup looks so good.
Oh, this was, and you watched me do this. Just bullshitted this in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you did such a good bullshit job. It's beautiful.
This is my job on film.
Awesome.
Places.
Hey, there you go. So I am not as familiar by any means with DragonCon, such as yourself. I've been to a con before down here in Orlando, MegaCon, and I got to see the level of detail that went into everybody who made their costumes or put it together, and then all the artwork and stuff. So that's the tiny bit of knowledge I have. But you've actually been to DragonCon a lot of times. You are one of those people that puts a lot of detail into their costumes and meeting celebrities and artwork. So get ready to inform us all, Whit.
This is going to be like an interview episode. This is going to be interesting.
So first, is it always held in Atlanta?
Yes, DragonCon is always held in Atlanta, and this was year 35. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if they counted last year or if last year was a mulligan. I mean, they did online presence COVID, but this is you have to be there in person for it to really count. There are a bunch of
you. And you wound up being on the cover with Sean Stewart for this year's.
Right, I'll post it. It's fun. Post it everywhere. People are annoyed as hell with it.
Did people ask you for autographs?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was weird. They're like, "Oh my God, you're on the cover. Do you want?" So,
that's fantastic.
I don't have the character background from the parks or anything. So for me, I'm like, why? I'm not going to sign it Captain Marvel, although I probably should have.
Captain Wit.
For next time.
Captain Ellis.
There you go. That was purely a fluke. I had no idea that they were going to do that. Essentially, when you go to a convention, everything becomes, I think, what is the word, proprietary? You are, at a convention, you are giving permission for people to take your photo. That's what the entire weekend essentially is. I describe a convention, and I'm sure it'll resonate with you, having been to MegaCon, which I haven't attended, even though I lived down there for a few years. I was never able to go. I was I think I was sick every year. February is not a good February or March, whenever it is. I completely lost my train of thought. I describe it as a 5-day Halloween party.
Oh, that is a fun way to describe it. Yeah.
5-day Halloween party. It starts Thursday evening, the weekend of Labor Day, and it goes through Monday afternoon. Quite literally, it does not stop. There are parties there. I mean, the bars are open. Well, almost all the bars are open. There are, people have parties in their rooms, and it's vendors, it's panels where you see celebrity. It's constant.
That's awesome. So you mentioned the Marriott. I know in conversations in the past that it's been there, but is it in more hotels in that area than just the Marriott?
Yeah.
Wow, that's massive.
It's huge. For scale, for anybody out there that's been to one but not the other, MegaCon is solely in the convention center in downtown Orlando. Is that right? Or right off like iDrive?
iDrive, the Orange County Convention Center, which that place is huge, but I don't think it's as big as all of the hotels involved with DragonCon, like combined,
Yeah, I don't know the population of how many people show up for MegaCon, but DragonCon 2 years ago, before COVID shut things down, we capped out at 86,000 people. And that's not including the Saturday morning parade. The Saturday morning parade is open to anybody, badge or not, and that warrants about 200,000 people to watch.
Wow.
It's big. And they cut down quite a few. I think their numbers this year were 42,000, just still a lot of people. But when you're comparing it
to
a couple years ago, it's nothing.
So, admittedly, we were watching some of the bloggers that we follow on YouTube, and some went to DragonCon, and I was looking for you. They did show the program, of course. I was like, okay, I technically saw her, but I had no idea wrestling was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
No idea. I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense, because wrestlers, I mean, they're characters, they're dressed up in their costumes for their characters. So it just, for whatever reason, never crossed my mind that that would be an event at a con.
The majority of conventions, unless they're specialized, like just anime, just wrestling, just comics, I mean, it's for DragonCon, it is a gambit of any nerddom is welcome. They do everything from, I've done something different every year, and I've been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And these are all my badges from every year that I've been.
You're a pro.
Here's all my badges. Which you have to wear that around if you want to get into the event itself. I completely misstepped this. The hotels. Let me circle back around to that. So
I forgot.
There's the Marriott Downtown. I think it's 4 main hotels. It's the Marriott, the Hilton, the Hyatt, the Westin, and the Sheraton. And also, if you want to include America's Mart, it's 4 or 5 levels of just vendors selling everything from art to t-shirts to lightsabers to specialized artwork that people have created, like our wonderful friend Jacob. We're gonna tag you in. I love his work. I've tried to collect it every year that I've been there. He and I reconnected and didn't realize we had met like 10 years ago working at Universal. So Jacob, thank you.
Woo-hoo. Shout out to McAllister. I will always know him as Luhu.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was so good.
But it was so used. It was so used by all of us. It was awesome.
So I don't even remember what tangent I was on prior to that.
Just, you were talking about the different hotels, which after you explaining the pre-pandemic numbers, even the post-pandemic numbers, how they scaled it down for this year, that's a lot of money going into that little area. So I bet hotels especially were thrilled to have everybody back.
And the hotels,
or half of everybody,
completely like swallowed up with all of the con goers, and people will, come in and share rooms, and your rooms are grandfathered off. And I don't know, I've not stayed downtown ever, and I think I'm gonna have to start doing it if I'm doing multiple cosplays per weekend, which I haven't done since my 2nd year. I live very close to the MARTA station. Down so loud. I live very close to the MARTA station nearby, so I'm able to just like hop a train. Or this year I took an Uber because it was so last minute. It was the luxury of being able to actually like hop in a car and get there faster, because the train, you got to wait on the train, you got to buy the ticket, and then you got to switch, and then you got to, anyway.
I bet if you had no idea what was happening and you just happened to be on a train on the way to one of the hotels during that convention, or just staying, if it's even possible to get a room, randomly stay at a hotel that was hosting a con.
The MARTA line from like the Decatur East End runs all the way through until it gets to the heart of the city, and it passes, I think it's Georgia Tech. And it coincides, DragonCon coincides with the first football game every year. So at one point, there's a convergence of football fans and cosplayers. And
throw beer in the mix, and everyone's going to get along. It will be
exactly.
fine.
Hell, of course, all the cosplayers are like, ugh, football. Ugh.
And Any football fan gave you a hard time. Well, you paint your face. It's the same thing.
Exactly. You get into character, and so do we.
It's same world. It's fine.
Exactly. So that's what I was telling you. The difference of everything. I don't know what there is different to do at MegaCon. It could be completely different. It could be exactly the same. I've done something different every year. The first year, I went and it was just acquainting myself with what was happening. So it was just like, cute little Captain America t-shirt. Done.
Yeah.
I had no idea the extent of people dressed up I was going to see. So the next year I got more cosplays, and I did workshop classes for makeup and fabrication and cosplay. So that's what I did a lot that year. The following year, I made my own cosplay. And that was a big year of trying to get involved in like a photo shoot and really showing that off. And it was this massive like puppet head that I had that went, I'll post photos.
I was going to say, please do.
Oh yeah. The year after that, it was very low key. And it was spent going
if
to
you know, you know.
Yeah. Which the variants were everywhere this year. It's become the most seamless cosplay on the planet. You put a pair of those horns on somebody and bam, they're a Loki variant. A
lot of alligator ones in the video we saw.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to a lot of panels one year, and then the year after that, I made cosplays for myself and two friends that went with me as well. That was a lot of work. It was fun, but it was a lot of body paint. Bless them for trying to get me in that every year or every morning, and then getting on the MARTA and going down sweating it off. So my head was completely shaved. My hair was done up. I had tattoos that ran along the sides, and it's all like this red tinting from Artemis from Ready Player One.
So these pictures are going to be epic on Instagram this week. You definitely will have to check it out at Wolf What a Mouthful, because holy moly. You got a library. I'm excited to see.
I do. And it doesn't just stop at DragonCon. I've loved Halloween since I was a kid and didn't realize you continue to dress up outside of Halloween. You're a cosplayer.
And costume player. Or costume player. That's awesome. I like that. It's funny how you said your first year you were just antiquating yourself and all that. That's the only year that's how I handled it. The one time I went to MegaCon, and I wore my Harry Potter shirt, Snitches Be Crazy.
Yeah.
And it was really cool seeing everybody's costumes, but without naming names, a Captain America I worked with at Universal at the time, on break as Captain America, would be sewing his way more cool Captain America costume for MegaCon, and it looked insane. It was so good. I was like, am I in Inception? What's happening? Captain America's making a Captain America. So what's happening? It was really quite a funny thing, but seeing him there, it was awesome. And he was just one of many different characters that was done well. So the fact that you took so much time, and everybody takes so much time to do their makeup, their hair, their costumes. Oh, we're not doing one character. We're doing multiple characters. Oh, we're going to stay in character all day long. Oh, we're going to pose for pictures. Oh, if anybody says they are introverts or not very social, I'm sorry. The second you get into that environment, you have broken that mold, and that might be your outlet on how to be that way. And that's fantastic. And props to you, because that is a commitment. A big old commitment, and it's really cool to watch.
It's so much fun. I mean, the level of cosplay, everything from somebody in a t-shirt and maybe a sign, even if that, and then you have people that show up in these, foam armor pieces they've created, and they look absolutely seamless. You have lookalikes like your Captain Americas. There's a gentleman that rides in the parade, and he's got his cosplayed motorcycle.
Okay, I saw him on YouTube. I feel like such like a weirdo saying that, but it was so cool. I was like, stop. this is happening. How much did that cost him? I don't want to know. Don't break the magic. You're so cool.
Well, and I met a couple of people. It's so fun meeting people when you're there too. I've met some friends in past 2 years ago when I got the Captain Marvel suit. That was the year that things kind of blew up for me. And the Marvel suit with the hair, and I actually have the gauntlet. Stop it. Oh, geez.
Which the hair that you have had pre-Captain Marvel having that hair. So this wasn't I'm going to do this because of Captain. No, you happen to have it already.
Yes. I am an avid believer in trying to use my own hair for whatever cosplay I'm going to use, because wigs are hot. I do thank you for the one that you gave me. If you guys have seen me in a blonde wig that looks like what my hair used to, Taylor gave it to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really hope that was on the right side.
If not, it's fine. It'll be a long distance smooch.
So that was the 80th birthday for Marvel. There was a massive photo shoot on the stairs. I think I've talked about this in the Marvel episode a while back for us. But that's when this photo was taken with me and Sean. He's dressed up as Captain America now that we've got So he and I are working on a cosplay for next year. I'm hoping it comes to fruition. We are aiming to do a gender bent Milo and Kita from Atlantis, because
it's gonna be so fun.
He can play it perfectly. Again, I can use my own hair. You've seen the prototype photo for me, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
So we need to do an episode where, when you guys do that cosplay, where you're both on and we talk about it.
Okay.
Maybe grab some video when you guys are at whatever event you're going to be. DragonCon, I'm assuming at the very least of that. So that'd be so cool. And I'll still be wearing a t-shirt somewhere, just texting, hi.
For a day. I know people this year that went for their first time alone on a Saturday. I can't imagine doing that. This was my first year going just by myself because it was last minute. My boss found out that I made the cover of it, and she said, you have to go play.
Cool boss alert.
Yeah. Thanks, Kate. So I found a lot of familiar faces from a couple of years ago and hung out with them. I met a lot of new people as well, which was just, it's great. You meet people from all walks of life. I met people that work at Universal and Disney, and they work at Galaxy's Edge. Some work at Star Tours, and they were wonderful Marvel lookalikes.
Cool.
They were absolutely fantastic. I met a gentleman that is a teacher here in town that was a Doctor Strange, and his hobby is, and I'm so sorry, Harrison, if I get this wrong, a cellist in the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra.
His hobby?
That's hobby.
Now that's
second job.
That's a hobby.
Call it, but it's
a hobby with all caps.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So they were a fun cluster of people to hang out with. I met a few people actually from Johnson City, where I went to college, in this town that big. And I made some really good friends this year. And that was a lot of that was, again, I find myself doing something different every single year that I go. And I love that nothing repeats. Nothing.
Yeah. I was going to say, it keeps it fresh and exciting and fun. And that's awesome. You also met I don't know if this is your first time meeting this individual, but a very, very popular one where it looked like you were just chilling at a bar, like old pals chatting.
Yeah, so I was hanging out at the bar at the Hyatt for a very good cluster of my evening. I had planned on going home at like 6, 7 o'clock. I'm like, it's the end of the day. Had a good run. Grab a beer and then go home. And I ended up being at the bar, hanging out with a bunch of people. And I got home at like 6 in the morning. Yeah, I had a great time. I had so much fun. And I never would have met Jim Cummings, who, for those of you that don't know, throw a dart at any TV show in our childhood, even our adult childhood television shows, you will find this man's voice, namely Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. I'm standing there talking to a gentleman, and all of a sudden I realize, I'm like, that's Jim Cummings. I'm in the film industry. I've met people before of, celebrity status, and I pride myself on holding my own and being chill about it. Again, it's my childhood, and I just was gobsmacked. And there was a girl next to me dressed in the wonderful carnival ride from Beetlejuice.
Oh, wow.
I posted her on our story. And
okay.
she had been talking to him. Her and her friends had been buying him, a couple of drinks. She's like, he's so chill. Go over and talk to him. No, I can't do it. And the Jedi that I was talking to on the other side of me goes out and around and starts talking to him. And I look over and he's pointing at me. What are you doing?
You go have a drink with Winnie the Pooh, damn it.
So I go over there and talk, and he's so nice. And I don't remember what the heck I said. Something about voice acting and the fact that I didn't go into it, but he was an inspiration. I'm like, what are you saying? And the photo that I'll post, it's actually him like whispering, and the man's talking to me in the Winnie the Pooh voice. I'm like, I have to walk away from me, okay? It was great. I know.
I have feelings.
I know. So that was, had I gone home at 7:00, I would not have met Winnie the Pooh at the bar at the Hyatt at like 1:00 in the morning.
Who knew Pooh would be there?
Oh,
that worked out well.
It did.
Oh,
it really did. So
that's awesome.
That one, and I think had the encounter been longer, 2 years ago, I got to meet David Tennant, who is
got a picture to prove that.
I'll post that one too. It's actually up there on the wall.
Hi, wall.
For those of you that don't know who David Tennant is, you really need to rethink while you're on this channel. He is.
What was that face again?
He is known as the 10th Doctor in Doctor Who. He's also been in Harry Potter. He's been in Broadchurch. He has been a performer on stage, and his work is just fantastic, and such a nice man. Really tall.
I was going to say he looked like he was really tall in that photo, because I don't consider any of the people in the photo with you, including yourself, as short. And I was like,
I'm out at like 5'4", 5'5", depending on what convenience store I'm leaving. So
mine depends on my hair calic.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite cosplay that you have done? Is it Captain Marvel?
It has to be Captain Marvel. I think just because I've broadened my scope of friends that I've made, experiences that I've had in that suit. And granted, I didn't make it. It's beautiful, and it breaks my heart. It's starting to deteriorate.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to maybe retire it after one more con where I wear it for one day.
You should shadow box frame it. Oh,
hell yeah. I have to in some fashion. But the boots are starting to wear, the gloves are starting to peel here. I have Thanos's gauntlet, which I actually fashioned into a purse because I have no pockets. All
right.
The gauntlet's about that. Actually, no, you can't see it in there. Anyway, you'll see it in other photos. But yeah, it's got a drawstring bag on the inside of it, so I can actually put my phone and stuff in there.
That's brilliant.
Oh yeah, that works. But yeah, Captain Marvel has definitely been my favorite for that reason alone. My scope, my friend circle at DragonCon has grown tenfold since I started wearing that suit.
Aww.
Notoriety aside and the big head aside, it's the people I've met and the things I've gotten to do.
And that's why we all love Whitney, guys. Yeah. That is.
I'm I'm not a complete narcissist.
It's so funny. So we'll be doing these Marco Polo videos, guys, to stay in contact. For a reason, that's just what we fell into. Text here and there, but a lot of Marco Polos when we need to get something across. And with that, it's a video chat. Like you're basically leaving a video voicemail for somebody. And midway through, Whitney will do something, and I'm not even thinking about what she's doing. And she goes, "Oh, this is so narcissistic." I'm like, "What do you brought attention to it. Now I'm paying attention, but I wouldn't have noticed before." Cut yourself some slack is what I'm saying. We all care about what we look like to a certain extent.
Yeah, here I am.
Me like, tonight, not so much.
The cheeks are getting pudgy.
People pay good money for cheeks that are filled.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to go a year.
I think that would be a really fun trip to plan, to come and at least hang out.
Day.
Yeah. And tag along and be your, "Hi, I'm Taylor." Oh no, and I'm Taylor.
Taylor. It's not bad price wise, honestly. I'm looking at probably doing an Airbnb next year, just so I don't have to travel 25 minutes each way.
Yeah.
5 days out of the weekend. Right now, tickets I am promoting. I'm not being paid, but you better believe I'm promote the heck out of this thing. Tickets for 5 days total, $85. They will gradually. Oh my gosh! Yeah, they will gradually go up as the event gets closer and bigger names and attendees are announced. The single days this year I paid $50 to go on a Friday.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's not
at all.
They're not doing, at least they didn't this year. They didn't do a single day Saturday just because it's their busiest day.
Makes sense.
Thursday and Monday were $40 a piece and Sunday was $60. But they're so cheap right now. I tell people just buy them right now when they're at their cheapest. If you can't go every day, you're still not spending as much money as you would per day. I was gonna
say, yeah, that we'll talk more about that because I think that would be a lot of fun. If you guys don't mind at least a third wheel for
absolutely not
for it.
Experience it. And we are the big like aha joke at the end of everything is who catches the con crud, because you're in such close proximity, hygiene, but it was down immensely this year because everybody had to wear the masks.
Well, and you either had to show proof of vaccination or get a rapid test on site, right?
If I think you had to show them a negative test within 48 hours of attending, and if you could not provide either, they had rapid testing on site.
Okay, well, those are pretty good precautions for sure. So that's awesome. I remember seeing pictures of everybody in those inflatable dinosaur suits, but they were like the carpet, I guess, from the Marriott. That's such a big deal. Oh, yeah. I laughed my ass off. They just look so funny.
Watching them get on and off the escalators.
Oh man.
That's worth it. Watching any of that, like watching people dance in their cosplays. There was a big Baymax walking through. They couldn't get through anywhere. So finally he just waddles through with his arms up.
Oh, see, the people / cosplay watching alone is worth going if you aren't wanting to dress up necessarily, or you're not in that zone yet, like myself would be.
Yeah, I have friends that have bought tickets in past, and they will go and they will post up at a bar and they will watch people all day long.
Yeah, see, that sounds like fun. I'd have a cider and do that.
They do cosplay bingo. They do cosplay bingo, and they play it. They just sit there and play it all day. So they would eat at the bar, and whoever won would buy the next round of drinks or buy the food or what.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So the next day they would just switch which bar they were at the different hotels.
Okay. I really want to go for at least a day, and maybe can tack it on to, like, I don't know, being able to make it an actual visit with you as well. So
that'd be good.
That'd be really fun. For once, I'd be able to come to you. The one time I did plan to come to you, I got sick and couldn't go. So.
And if I get the Airbnb,
you always come here.
Stay with me for the night.
Yeah, that'd be
You don't have to
good.
worry about fuzzos.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Fuzzos. I is allergic to you.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's real fun.
Well, we are running, oh God, right on it. For our time
Look at us.
evening. This is a 2 for 2. It's been quite well. I'm trying to get it to stop.
Mhm.
Don't make noise. Don't make noise.
I will say we have gotten more in the rhythm of doing this. And when we first started, some things we needed really laid out, but more of or an organic, free flowing conversation seems to work well for us, not only topic wise and how we talk, but for timing. We don't feel like we're having to
Exactly.
scrunch everything. And I feel like that would be the opposite, where if we had an actual, like, this is when we talk about this, and this is how we talk about this, and blah, 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 outline, you would think it would save time. With us, it does not.
No, it
at
makes
all.
worse. It doesn't, I mean, you know, worse is a relative term. It makes it, it's more rigid.
Makes it, yeah. And I mean, we'll probably have episodes that go longer than this, or maybe in the future, if we do need to have one, we'll cut and then have a part 2, and we'll put it in 2 episodes. But hopefully you guys are liking the format. I know that we've both gotten texts recently about friends watching the show, so that's really fun.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that. New friends, old friends, random people who find it on the internet, thank you.
Yeah, we'd love to know how you found us too.
Yeah, and by no means are we DragonCon, but I think we've mentioned in the past, it's a fun community, and hopefully people who have similar interests and talking points, and when we are together, events we go to, or just random stuff, it's about connections. Especially now. Next week, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
actually, yeah, I thought about that today when I was at work, and I had an audible and my coworker went, "You okay?" I went, "Yes." I just looked at the calendar. I'm fine. They're like, "Everything good?" I was like, "Yep, just happy it's a week from Thursday." They're like, "What's a week?" They're like, "What's a week from Thursday?" I was like, "Happy stuff."
That'll be good. Do you know what time Halloween Horror Nights opens? Yeah,
I want to say 4, but I'm not done till 4:30.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, my parents are Galaxy's Edge, so.
Yeah, so we can talk more after this, but I have an idea if we want to run it by each other just to see if it works. But I'm so pumped. I can't wait to have footage to put on our channel of the 2 of us together and actually like doing an event, or having an event, going to an event. There's the phrase. Words are hard. I got paid to talk somehow. Don't know how, but I did.
Oh my God.
Well, everyone, this has been fun. What's your recommendation of the week, Whit?
Buy your ticket for MegaCon. If you live in Orlando, buy your ticket for MegaCon. If you don't live in either place, Atlanta's a Delta hub. Come here.
The airport is huge and has good food.
Look at my page. It's got, there's postings from everything that happened this year that I was a part of. Roll back a year, you're going to see more stuff from a couple of years ago, and videos and everything that people will do for it. Just throw a dart, you'll find us.
So with you mentioning your page, our Instagram is at Woof What a Mouthful. And in our bio, you'll see both of our Instagrams. And Whit, what's yours?
Whit_Whit 212.
Sounds right. Okay. But anyway, you'll find her page there, and all the costumes that she's talking about, and cosplays and stuff. So you are on our channel, Woof What a Mouthful. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again, Whit, for sharing your knowledge.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I hadn't done that yet. I wanted to do that. How do I stop this?